I would like to call this meeting to order. This is the Library Board of Trustees, and I will start by calling the roll. Agnes Gulabanya.
Yes.
Iris Kislin.
Here.
Mayor Kramer.
Here.
NBC. Not here. Edward Ward.
Present.
John Clyde. And Tom Lennon.
Present.
Seeing a quorum, I will call the meeting to order. This meeting is being held in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, also known as the Sunshine Law. The schedule and notification of this meeting have been provided to the Courier News, the Home News Tribune, and the Franklin Township Clerk. Copies have been posted in the library's vestibule and also available at the reference desk. Seeing no members of the public, we will skip the public portion of this meeting.
We have to have the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you, I missed a very important part, especially today. Please stand for the pledge for the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from a meeting held August 23rd. Now, I don't know whether each of you, you have a copy. Have you seen a copy?
Looking at mine.
Would you like to take a look at it just to...
Certainly, thank you.
Oh, okay.
And here's an agenda, too. And here's the director's report.
No, this is the
Present.
this is the agenda.
Right, yeah, I just wanted to do this.
While most of you have had time to look this over, we're going to give Tom a little chance to... Is there any...
I'd just like to introduce myself, if I may. All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. So my name is Tom Lennon. I'm consider myself fortunate to be a township resident for the past 25 years, along with my Andrea, Dr. Andrea Harangozo. We consider ourselves civically minded, service to the community. I've worked in a number of capacities in medicine my whole career. Presently, I'm in hospital administration at Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital, where my Andrea is an attending physician and former medical staff president, servicing both St. Peter's and Robert Wood Johnson and part of the academic staff. I've been a good fortune of knowing Phil over the past few years, the good mayor, and we've interacted on a number of initiatives together whenever we needed to reach out. I look to make myself available to the township, the citizenry, and the employees of the city, of the township whenever possible. Both my parents and my Andrea's parents raised us that if we can serve, we look to serve the community. And when I received the call from Mayor Kramer that he could use my assistance in some fashion, and I says, I'm not quite sure how, but I says, I'll be there and I'm at the ready. I specifically work in hospital administration. My mission is to coordinate community physicians, to bring them together under a proper business plan so physicians that we have known and grown up with can remain in the community, and it doesn't have to be industrialized medicine. So you get to know that physician you've known for years. It's so very difficult for them to stay in business with the changes in healthcare as we know them now. We see them so often politically involved as far as costs and things. And what we do is we give them an even break and try and support them in any fashion that we can so that they can continue to serve the community and the patients that they are fortunate enough to be entrusted to. So it's pretty much what I do in a nutshell.
So how many physicians are involved in that now?
Well, in the organization that I'm a party to is 130 physicians that we have been able to amalgamate them into a single tax ID, which gives us economies of scale when we're doing everything from purchasing of vaccines, flu vaccines, when we're doing management and staffing for their offices. We present things that they can't do by presenting their employees instead of having a turn wheel of employees coming in as just a starter job, but making it a career for them, making sure that they have trained staff, and when they want to expand their offices, we assist them so they can serve their population. We are part of the Robert Wood Johnson St. Barnabas Health Network, but we are not under any individual hospital. We are a set-aside organization. We are most closely aligned with Somerset Medical Center in Somerville and Robert Wood Johnson in New Brunswick, both being the county benches. In Somerset, I believe they have a medical staff of over 400 physicians, and in New Brunswick, we have a medical staff of just about 2,000 physicians.
You did mention something about St. Peter's.
And St. Peter's, that's where my Andrea,
Oh,
she is a
is
medical
on
staff
staff.
there. She is a pulmonary and critical care physician. And she is also academics in the sense that she works with the university, that being Rutgers University, teaching critical care medicine in the intensive care units, along with her partners. As I say, we've been fortunate to be in this community here, and as I walked in, I didn't say Phil Kramer, I said Phil Beecham, whom I happen to have purchased my home from. He was mayor here in town, as some of you may know, and I live at 31 Highwood Road, and we have been there for 25 years now.
So have you been involved with land acquisition?
We do regularly in our office of our 130, we look at where can we most appropriately, where is there a need for medicine, where can we expand, and where can we place a physician's office. I've been involved myself, along with, we have people that are solely responsible for this, but looking at identifying sites to put a physician practice, making the differentiation between, is it going to be a rental, is it going to be a long-term lease, or is it going to be we call de novo, which is a brand new practice, meaning we're going to build it from the ground up. Mm-hmm. Typically the hospital itself, just because of the way they operate, doesn't want to own any real property. They want to stay focused on medicine and the delivery of healthcare systems. But that doesn't mean that we're not responsible for negotiating rents, looking at what's advantageous as far as tax structure, looking at CAMs.
Yes, we have
Right.
some of these
So
situations.
these are things that
facing
we
us.
look at regularly. We look at them from a patient demographic standpoint as well, as to when we're looking at targeting, well, what type of physician are we going to place there? Is it going to be a family medicine physician? Is it going to be orthopod? Is it going to be internal medicine? Is it going to be pediatric? Well, we look at that, the placement of that office, by the citizenry around that. What is the demographic of the population in that immediate area? What's the drive time? Because we've studied things such as typically people won't drive much further than 10 to 15 minutes for a primary care physician. They develop a relationship because that person has to be of ease of access to them. That also means that physician, when selected, could be at their place of work. Because if they're 15 minutes from where they work, that's where they're going to spend the majority of their lives. We look at where you can place and put hubs of, say, specialists, because when your primary care physician says, you know, I'd like you to go see a cardiologist. I've been monitoring this event on your life for the past 15 years. I think it's taken to the next step where I need to refer you to a specialist, and that'll be cardiology. Well, at that point, you've developed a relationship with your physician, and if he says you're going to see this particular doctor, you're willing to drive, say, 40 or 45 minutes or 30 minutes to that. So we look at things from what is the product, what is the healthcare delivery that we are providing to a community, and how that affects where we're going to place and where we make selections for sites.
Does
Is
that
answering your
also
question?
include urgent care
We do have
facilities?
We operate 2 urgent care facilities.
I'm sorry to ask the question.
No,
Not
please,
pertaining-
I welcome
pertaining
questions because
to
I
the
don't want to
library.
ramble. Okay, we do operate in the system 2 urgent cares. One is on Route 206 in Hillsborough, just south of Amwell Road. And the second one is in Hunterdon County, forgive me, on 202, just south of where the Home Depot is, if you're familiar with that area.
So
And that's our second urgent care.
It's because of this broad business background, this organizational skills, and the putting together of data like that in order to make decisions, that I thought he would be a good person on this team. I consider him a major business person, business mind, and before he was doing this, when I first met him, I just thought of him as the fixer at Robert Wood. whenever there was any problem of any kind, it went to him. And he put his heart and soul, and I met him when I had my wife had a medical issue, and he was there at 10 o'clock at night, and he didn't know me from anybody. And I happened to have been a councilman, but that was, I don't know if he even heard about that, but he was there, and he was supporting me, and that kind of devotion you can't buy. So that's why I thought he would be a good member in our time now of land acquisition.
Oh, welcome. Another new member tonight, Edward Ward. He's spoken to some of us before the meeting started, but Ed represents the Franklin Township Board of Education. Would you like to
Sure.
say hello?
Yeah. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Edward Ward. I'm the supervisor instructional technology for Franklin Township Public Schools. Been employed for Franklin for 1 year. I have over 25 years experience in education. I'm a product of New York City Public School. Always had a passion for library technology. Actually, my first job was in the New York City Public Library on Fifth Avenue. So I represent Dr. John Ravalli, part of our new leadership team. Dr. Ravalli been in the township for a little over 2 years, so we have a very fairly young, new, energetic leadership team, and I'm proud to be part of that. One of some exciting things we had over the last couple of years is we have our one-to-one program. Some of our schools that's recently got certified as future-ready schools in New Jersey. How did I get in this role? We kind of restructured. And now I'm in charge of all the media specialists, technology teachers, technology coaches, and instructional technology program in the school district. So what's very important is to bridge the gap, have that relationship with what take place in the school, in the media specialists, in our curriculum, technology, etc., and have that conversation what goes on in the library. Last year I had the pleasure of meeting Maureen Langley, because she had basically a middle school aged technology music program. So that was a way of getting to know what takes place in the library, and you all have a lot to offer. So part of my role representing the superintendent is also becoming a working member and to bridge that gap and have that relationship between the school system and the public library system, because both systems work together will benefit our students and our community, and that's what's important.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I guess what we're looking for here now is a motion to accept the minutes from the August 23rd meeting.
I so moved.
Second.
Iris, second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed. Moving on to January's director's reports. January, would you like to run
Well,
us
for
through
the
the
new members,
financial?
the way we, the order we usually do this in is we do the green sheets first.
Okay.
Green is for money. And there's three here. One is the line item expenses for the main library and the branch. And then you see the branch broken out by itself. And then the final page is revenue. And I guess,
Just to interrupt a second.
Sure.
You're aware we have a branch in Franklin Park about 10 miles down the road. Okay, that's what January was referring to, the branch. Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
that's okay.
I thought everything looked in line.
Okay. That's the revenue.
So these things I'll have to appreciate.
Yeah, well, it's probably very unsophisticated compared to what you're used to.
No, don't sell yourself.
It's only, if it's more sophisticated than it needs to be, then it's always,
True.
no, that's,
I looked at mine, I looked at it before it came.
Finances usually come out right at the end of the year, but toward the beginning of the year, you see some percentages of budget being as low as 9% or 1%, and others being 51%. That's because bills come in for some things for the whole year, and others,
Man, thank you.
And I should
salaries they
add,
pay every month.
we're on a fiscal year, and that fiscal year started July 1st.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
we have to approve or no?
We file
This
them,
is
we
just
file them for audit.
filed.
May I?
Yes, if you don't mind my scribbling on them.
No, that's quite all right.
Okay. And then the next portion is the yellow sheet, which is my narrative, that I am not going to go into detail, but what I usually do at the meetings is I highlight the parts that I think are the most important. And so I will tell you that we had 95 programs, and we had 1,824 people coming. The last two concerts were very popular. They each had over 100 people at them. And then, as some of you already know, I know the mayor knows, we got a grant, and that involves getting a copy of the new Ken Burns film, The Vietnam War.
Congratulations.
And we were only one of 4 libraries in
Yeah.
New Jersey that got it, and I know that Ann Smith came to the council meeting. Thank you for suggesting that and inviting her.
Yep.
She came last night to tell the council and whoever was there about it. And the filming is going to start in October, and we're hoping as many people as possible can come. Yes?
January, when I was reading this before, Nick and I both live in a 55-plus community. And I think that we need to put notes in our own newspapers where we live, but I think this is a coup. I mean, this is something that we need to put in the Franklin Reporter, or where else can we?
Yeah, I don't
This-
see that Bill Bowman picked up on it.
No.
That's something
No.
we should probably
That's
reach out
important.
to him. Because it is a coup. It is, I don't know that it's a coup, because that coup is unexpected. With great library, and this is just another feather in the cap.
And just so few in the state that, and we have it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
There's only
wonderful.
50 in the country,
Right,
so this is a big deal.
it is.
And if we could let all our veterans know,
Yeah,
especially our Vietnam veterans,
we're working on that.
maybe even afterwards, they could give their own commentary about
Yeah.
it.
Oh, that'd be, yeah.
There is on 202, there is a facility that does printmaking, that they're involved with veterans, and I've been there to that facility, and I'll have to find out about that, because the veterans come there to learn,
Oh, okay.
do the
Okay.
printmaking, and that might be.
Yeah, we could publicize that.
Publicize it there,
Yeah.
because that's a.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, and then the final statistics, I have the final statistics for the summer reading programs, and the family summer reading program, which is the children's. We had 345 members, and they read 281,149 minutes, and that's impressive. And then in the adult program, we had 100 people, and they read 425 books. And I'd also like to note that after our article about Hoopla, which is in the Franklin Times, came out, we had a lot of interest in it. People started coming in, they'd cut out the article, and I brought with me, I have some statistics showing new users, and you can see the big jump right after the Franklin Times came out.
And then I asked you permission
Right, and you did that also.
to take that article and put it in our, where I live, that news, that it's called The Extra. And that also, I think,
So as of now, we have 482 patrons signed up for it.
that's great. Since when, January?
Since we started, that was
Yeah.
June 5th.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
So why don't, because viewers may be just seeing it for the first time, briefly say what it is.
It's a platform where patrons can have access to books, movies, music, and it's all for free. And you can do it through your smartphone. And we have directions and more information about it on our website.
And you can take five of the, any combination of 5 things a month free.
It's all free.
And it's hoopla with no capital.
I know, but I have to capitalize it because I just can't stand it. And there's a typo in the statistics. I just wanted to point out to you. Under visitors at the main library, Excel must have gone berserk. That shouldn't be a negative 100%, it should be a negative 2%.
Oh,
Big difference. And that's it.
Thank you. President's report, there is none at this time. I may have something to say if and when we go into executive session. Correspondence, communication, we have one letter. I think you've all gotten that, possibly with the exception of Tom.
Take a look. Thank you.
Is there any comment on the letter?
Very, very nice. And she's a very nice patron. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Okay, is there any old business?
Did you write down?
I don't know if this is old business, but we're voting in November, and the referendum is going to be on, one of the items that's on the referendum is for the approval of a bond that will allow us to sell $125 million in state general obligation bonds, and the proceeds of the bond will help to construct, expand, and equip libraries. So can we, as a library board, do any publicity to encourage people to vote for this? To vote, period, and then to vote for this?
We can encourage them to vote. We really can't.
We can't tell them to,
Individually you could, but
Yes.
the library really can't do that.
okay. So if I put an article in my paper, I can't sign, I just sign my name. I
Yeah.
cannot say Iris Kislin, trustee.
I believe it's probably better just to
Just
put.
to put my
yeah,
name.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I could. I'm the mayor, I can endorse whatever I
You
want.
can do whatever you want.
If you want to write a letter for me and
Okay.
I could co-sign it with you,
Okay, great.
I would be happy to do that. And could we not put a sign up just with the referendum? You know, or this is going to be on your ballot?
Okay.
This is question number 2? It's 2, right?
Yes, because I got an absentee ballot already.
Right.
So I just photocopied the list.
And let me check with the state library.
Okay,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Then
if
you'll
we
let
put
me
that
know.
up, I mean, all we're doing is saying this is gonna be on your ballot, we're not telling them which way to vote. I do think, yes, it obviously does imply something, but as long as that's legal.
Okay, I'll find out, because
Yeah.
it would be great to be able to do that.
But I think we also have to say, this in no way will increase your property taxes.
And now you're making a comment
Oh.
on it, so.
Yeah.
But that isn't the whole purpose of a bond, that it doesn't increase?
I mean, well, it's.
Has to be
gonna-
paid back eventually.
It's gonna increase your state taxes. It won't come out, I have, you know what, I don't know. I don't know for sure. I
So
haven't
it's better
studied
not
it.
to say.
But,
Okay.
but there may be, usually with these bonds or these questions, they have an explanation. And we could put up the official, if we
Yeah, I
could
have
put
it
up
right
the
here.
question,
Yeah.
we could put up the official explanation.
Okay.
I would
They
think.
give it to you.
We're just showing them a portion of the ballot. But I think you're absolutely right to check,
Yeah,
either with our lawyer or with the,
okay.
actually, probably be free if we ask the.
Yeah, State Library first, yeah. Do that first.
In old business, and quite related to this, at the former meeting, Mayor, you pointed out that should this referendum pass, it may be to our advantage to have some shovel-ready projects in mind, and again, we'll talk about that perhaps in executive session.
Okay.
Okay, is there any other old business? Is there any new business? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of property acquisition. Is there such a motion?
I so move.
Is there a second? Okay.
You should vote.
Yes. Those in favor of going into executive session signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
There's the other population.
Yes.
And how I can help. I worked in Princeton Regional Schools. I worked in Trenton and Camden. I live in Mount Laurel.
Okay.
So I've seen the spectrum from both ends,
both
and I live in the middle.
I'll entertain a
Yeah,
motion
second.
to
So-
come out of executive session.
I so move.
Iris? Those in favor of coming out of executive session, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, passed unanimously. Okay. Is there, the next meeting date will be on October 26th
Right.
of this year. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you, Iris. Okay, it's
20 minutes to 7.
Okay.
and 6:44 is what I have here.
Well, this clock is never right.
Okay, 6:44, that's close.
We try.
January.
Iris.
Thank you for giving me Marv's information. I'm going to get in touch with him tonight.
How would you define the term, I've heard a term, at-risk students or at-risk